Hello, progressors. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing something to have a good time today or make today count. So we'll begin with my little cards of how I'm feeling today. And let's see what one best sums up my day. Oh yes, this is me today. Not doing so great, and I just have this whole agitated feeling today. That sums it up. Yes, agitated by the things that are going wrong today. Another bambified day. If you don't know what that is, you have to look at my last live. Basically, I've decided I'm going to live on the floor, and I'm going to have everything on the floor because everything gravitates to the floor. Yeah, so a bambified day in all respects. And everything I've touched today has fallen on the floor or has run out. So I've pumped water, water's run out. I've gone for something and it's run out. Toilet roll, run out. Weird. So yeah, that sums it up today, I'm afraid. But me, positive attitude. There we go. So I will begin with what I'm reading. I've finished The Silent Wife, and the review of that, I think it was on an 8 or an 8.5, something like that. The ending, meh. I just hate that when you get a book that's pretty good. It's okay. No surprises. Yeah, it kind of was wishy-washy at the very end. It rounded it up. It finished it off. Almost like a school essay when you're told 5 more minutes and you round it all up. Nothing astounding. And I did say when I read all the previews on the book, I have to stop doing it because they're the most disappointing thing. Superb, a must read. Psychological, profoundly disappointing. The book everyone would be talking about. Yeah, but not for the right reasons. So I'm never going to read these reviews again. I'm glad I didn't buy the book. This is why to buy a book can be really sad if you buy books and they're disappointing. Get to a library. We don't have a library. So I'm grateful for my friend that gave me all these books. As I say, they're all very random subject books. And I'm enjoying just picking up a book and reading it. Even types of books I wouldn't normally read. I would say there's probably only about 2 I've looked like that really isn't my sort of book, but I do like different ones. So get yourself to a library and pick up a book. I do feel if I start a book, I need to finish it unless it's really terrible. And this one I was enjoying. It wasn't I must pick it up every 5 minutes, but I was enjoying picking it up and reading it. But recommended? No. So that one will be given away. And then I started this book, The Cage, and it's by Andrea Newman, who I didn't know in my head, but I don't know if it's only English people that will know of this or other people. She's the author of A Bouquet of Barbed Wire, which was made into a TV series in England. I like to say 70s, late 70s maybe. And that was quite dramatic for its time, like social stories, if you like. I was too young to really watch it. I know my parents were watching it. And it says of the author, Andrea Newman was born in Dover, so that's in England, in 1938 and brought up in Shropshire and Cheshire. In 1960, she graduated from London University, where she married while still a student, and then worked as a civil servant and a teacher before becoming a full-time writer. Her publications include A Share of the World, 1964, Mirage, 1965, 3 into 2 Won't Go, 1967, Alexa, 1968, Bouquet Barbed Wire, 1969, An Evil Street, 1977, Another Bouquet, 1978. That I think they made into a TV series too. A Bouquet Barbed Wire was dramatised for her by London Weekend Television. Another Bouquet followed in early 1977, and her novel Mackenzie was originally written for the BBC television series. She has also contributed to other television series such as Tales of Unease, The Frighteners, Love Story, Seven Faces of a Woman. I remember that, my parents watching that. Intimate Strangers, and Helen, a Woman of Today. I believe that was one as well. Andrea Newman is divorced and lives in London. So I read that, and it says, what's it called? The Cage. If you don't get what you want out of life, then you're giving into it. You're letting it beat you. Locked in a flat with a baby and a husband. Was this what Val wanted from life? Was this what happily ever after meant? Val knew she had to escape before her future melted into the past, before her hopes dissolved into thin air. Andrea Newman's bittersweet novel contains all the hurt and poignancy of youth, which never had time to be young. And again, it is a social story. I finished it. So this one I wanted to see again where it went. It's a social drama. I would say that's probably, I was going to say early 70s. This says first published in 1966, reprint in 1984, published by Penguin, this one 1978. I would have said it was set early 70s. So yeah, late 60s, early 70s. You can tell by the wear, I would have said that was more 70s outfit, early 70s. And it really is a girl who got pregnant young, and luckily the boy man was like happy to get married to her. He really doted on her, but she was supposed to have gone to university, so she felt her whole life had finished and she was trapped. And it goes into her and a couple of her friends, it goes into their stories briefly as well. So it was interesting, you know, I'm into my psychology, and it was interesting from that point of view of people's reactions and actions. So yeah, good read. I would say, again, it rounded up at the end rather than being wow at the end. It rounded it up. So again, it went downhill for me. I want a really stunning beginning, an amazing ending, something you're like, oh, that was so good. Not, oh, it's finished. Okay, it's finished. You wanted it to finish. You don't want it dragging on and feel you needed more. I would say it was probably about an 8 at the beginning, maybe slipped to 7.5 at the end. It was typical, let's say, nothing astounding. I want a surprising book, and one that like is really gripping, all the things the reviews say. So that was a good book. I would recommend it if you like to read kind of things of social stories, if you like. It was a story. If you like that kind of thing, then yes, see if you can get hold of it from your library. If you're not into social history of how things were and how she coped and whatever, then not for you. But if you like that sort of thing, so I would recommend it to the right sort of reader, but I won't be keeping it. So that tells you a lot. So, of course, I had to find another book to give you a heads up on what I'm going to read. And I thought, oh, I'll get another thin book. I want to try and get through maybe all the thin ones, so there'll be less books in my massive pile of to read. They don't go in my bookshelf. They stay in a pile until I've read them, because I don't want to put them in bookshelf till I've read them and then decide if I want to keep them or not. And then I only have keeps or what stays on, fits on the bookshelf. So this I've just picked up. It's Losing You by Nikki French. So again, you should be able to get all these from a library. And you do know, of course, if you can't get a book from a library, you can always order it. And as long as it's still in publication, then you should be able to get it. And as I say, I thought, oh, a nice short book. I'll breeze through that. But look at the print. It's so small that even with my glasses, I'm struggling. And it's not the best quality paper. And I need really good light to read. And I'm like struggling to read it. So it probably looked better for you, actually, because on the screen it's like, oh, that's not bad. But let me tell you, that is a struggle. So luckily it's short. And this says, Nina Landry has given up city life for the isolated community of Sandlin Island, lying off the bleak east coast of England. At night, the wind howls, and sometimes they're cut off by the incoming tide. For Nina, though, it is home, it is safe. But when Nina's teenage daughter, Charlie, fails to return from a sleepover on the day they're due to go on holiday, the island becomes a different place altogether. A place of secrets and suspicions, where no one, friends, neighbours or the police, believes Nina's instinctive fear that her daughter is in terrible danger. Alone, she undergoes a frantic search for Charlie, and as day turns to night, she begins to doubt not just whether they'll leave the island for their holiday, but whether they will ever leave it again. And the reviews, I'm not reading them because they don't relate to the book ever. It's obviously like, say, YouTube and social media, reviews on products. No one's going to go, oh, that was a really awful product. They're not going to get a review again. So I don't watch them. If I want to watch adverts, I watch an advert, unless it's something I really am interested in buying, such as a video I was watching the other day, YouTuber, and I always go through their adverts. It's not adverts, like the reviews, the product reviews. And it was a pool cleaner. Now, Mike, if you know, he's got only 20% left of movement in his arm. He can move it side and whatever, but he's not allowed to lift his arm up anymore, not even to stretch up. So he's got 20% left there. So he's saying about he'd like, with his pension money, maybe to get someone to come and clean the pool. Well, I don't want that for 3 reasons. One, I think that's a waste of money. You've got to have it done all the time. 2, I don't want someone just randomly turning up at my home at any point. I feel I can't be out sunbathing. The pool cleaner might come early or whatever. So that interrupts my privacy. And 3, it's just money down the drain. We try and live without bills. So when I saw this advert, product placement, promotion, whatever you want to call it, I said to Mike, hold on a minute, if you're going to waste money paying out for someone to come, it would be more of an investment with this robot pool cleaner. And it actually looks a really good one, but it's over $500. Now, we can't come anywhere close to that. So we were looking at other ones, but after looking at other ones, they're not as good, as in we need one that climbs the side. We want one where it's got the caterpillar legs, caterpillar legs. What do you call them? Like the tires, caterpillar treads, whatever you call them. Because we've heard that the ones with wheels are the ones that are the issue. So we want the caterpillar treads. If anyone knows good cheap ones, then do let us know. The other problem is this one that the channel was promoting. We did just look online to sort of see where you could get it and whatever. We don't think we could get it because, 1, it's Amazon. You can't get Amazon products here. 2, it looks like it's only America based. And 3, the connectors like sockets and things, we have the 3-pin plugs here, not the 2-pin, and there would be an issue with that. So if anyone's got a pool cleaner, as I say, I want like the Caterpillar tractors, but it must be a cheap one and they can recommend it. I don't just want to get one because in her review, and she does lots of reviews, honest reviews, where some people just review products, she actually says all the ones we've had have never been good. And this one's so easy to clean. You just literally lift the lid, pull out like a basket, shake it out, hose it out, and it's done. And she was going through all the other things that are better with that than other ones. So, yeah, I don't know how I got onto that. I'll talk about reviews of books and whatever. So that might be something we will consider, but we're actually in desperate need of batteries and solar panels at the moment. Our tracker no longer works. There's like 3, I forget what you call them, like the computer box things in them, and the actual company doesn't actually do trackers anymore, so they can't have them repaired. So if anyone knows anyone who can deal with those, fix them, I forget what they're called, like the master board, they're on the actual each tracker, the computerized bit. It's not that the trackers are broke, the machine tracker solar panel's broken, it's they need recomputerizing or something. So if anyone can help me on those lines, then that would be great. We can't find anyone in Cyprus or company that would deal with them for us. So that's our thing. So we need solar panels anyway. We want more, and batteries. So I think that's our next big save up. So that's my book reviews. Now I want to catch you up on my crafts. Because I have a surprise for you. Ooh. Well, you know, I've gone back to doing my bag. Now I have the grey thread. So I've now done all this side of Wilma. I had to do all of that. I've just started doing her hand because this was coming away at the bottom here, the paper that I'd pinned on. So I needed to get that sort of sewn down. So I'm doing her hand. But the funny thing was, if you can see, I didn't finish Fred's arm. And I thought that was strange. I normally finish a section. And then when I was looking to do her hand, I was like, I didn't just run out of the grey. I ran out of this skin colour as well. I was like, oh no. So I looked in my colours. No, didn't have anything even remotely close. It's not pink. It's more of a white, but it's not white. I can't really say what colour it is. Let me show you up close. Anyway, you know, I've got all that auction, all the cross-stitch thread. I thought, please be something similar. And yes, as you can see, Wilma's hand. Well, you can't see too well because I've only done a few stitches there at the moment, but it's pretty close. So that's fine. So I've got her hand to do. I've got to do a bead. Now, I think Wilma's beads are white, or are they red? I'm going to have to look. Obviously, I've got her lips to do. I've got his tongue to do. I've got his arm left to do. And then all of this grey. Now, I'm in a bit of a panic because even though I got a whole load of grey from the auction in that set, I don't know if I've got enough to do all of this, because this took up so much because they're tiny squares. Look how small my square paper was. And that is quite a lot. So at least if I get partially down, it's over here. You're not really going to match it in. So I think I'll be all right. And I hope I've got enough to do all this as well. But we'll see. I'll find some way. You know, I always do. But I'm so close to doing this. I'm going to sit tonight after my live and do some more of her hand. So I hope to get that pretty close to being done. So there's that to do. And I've got a question. If any of you do cross stitch, you know I'm self-taught, completely self-taught. So I don't really know anything much about it, although I did come across how to start cross stitch without leaving those 2 tails. If you use a double thread, I actually do it so you've got no double threads. If you want to know about that, I can let you know. I've done a video on it. I think it's on my other channel, which is linked below in the description. And I think the video is something about my 10 top craft tips. It's on that, and I'm absolutely dripping with sweat, sorry. It's something like that. and there will be a playlist crafts, something like that, so it'll be in there. So apart from that, I make my own way, like I've made my own way of just cross stitching on literally anything by doing square paper, drawing my pattern on Australian, drawing my pattern on square paper and then pinning that on and then just cross stitching, so you can cross stitch on any material. So I've done that. But my question to you, cross stitchers, or if you know someone that cross stitch, and if you can find out for me, how do you work out how much length of thread you need for a particular area? There must be some way of counting. I don't even know how you do this count, resize, like 24 count or 12 count, whatever they call it. I don't even know those things, those words. I know you measure that. But how do you work out how much thread you'll need? Let's say you're going out buying thread. How do you know with your pattern how much thread you need? So if anyone could help with that, I would be grateful. And now the big reveal. Do you remember I was making the rope basket? Do you remember it was getting there, but then it didn't go anywhere? And I was asking on my channel how I should finish off, because I wanted to keep the wooden skewers in the rope basket, and we agreed between us, who was in the chat at the time, what I should put on the top and what colour the beads to finish off so I could keep the skewers in. Wow, the basket is finished. Oh, look at that. It's finished. It's quite solid. It's slightly flexible, if you can see. So I've left the skewers in, and I have done it as a video. So again, it's on my other channel, because all my crafts are on the other channel. So it'd be called Rope Basket. I don't think it's up yet. Rope Basket something making. And look how lovely that is on the bottom. That's why I wanted to make it. I just thought the colours were awesome. So you can't see anything apart from a tiny bit of tape and glue in the middle, because it was all frayed at the end. As I said, I've made it into a video, so if you want to see me making it, there. And then I did stitch the sides. No, I lie. I stitched the bottom, but from the inside. You probably can't even see that, but I stitched the inside. So it's nice on this side. And then I put skewers in, and I didn't weave. I literally pushed the rope down the skewers. So you've got a few skewers there because I wanted the strength and stability of it. So I didn't want to take them out. And then when I got to the top, I thought, is it going to pop off the top? So I was going to glue the beads on the top and then cut the skewers off when I'd finished that. So there's beads on the top, so they're glued on, and then just cut the top off. And then I thought it would be best to, then Mike said he had a glue gun. I had no idea, but I'm not allowed to use things like that. That would be entirely dangerous when I've got no concept of where things are in relation to where they really are. So me and glue gun, not a good idea. So I wanted glue literally in all these gaps. I thought it'd be a good idea to just put a little knob of glue on round each bottom and cut off the skewers. So you've got nice little feet on the bottom, and as I say, glue just round the top. So because I had a volunteer here, it wasn't getting done, finished off, because this glue gun, and Mike can't do it. So I asked her. She's an architect. So what do architects do? They make small, detailed models with glue guns. Yes. So I explained what I wanted doing. So she glued it all. She glued these on the top for me. She glued the bottom and cut it off. And she cut them off with like garden secateurs, but she didn't get them quite fine to the top of these. And I said, oh, maybe I could sand them. And then I said, oh, hold on, nail clippers, just to nibble off any protruding bits on the top of the beads. So that's what we did. So thank you, Emma, for that. That was lovely. Emma helped me do it. Emma's from France. And you'll see a video coming up very soon. 2 videos of Emma. One will be all what she's done while she's been here, what we've achieved, or some jobs we did together. Some I did part of the job ahead of what she needed to do for the job, and something she's just done on her own. So nice combination there. So you'll have that video, and then you'll also have a video. I'm going to do an interview with her about her time here and volunteering and questions like that. So you'll see those 2 videos soon. So thanks, Emma, for the basket. Now, your question, put in the comments, what shall I use it for? Maybe a plant, whatever I use, I'm not going to want to get it dirty. So you could put plastic in or whatever. I could just have it as an ornament. Emma suggested, because she thought this bottom was so pretty, she suggested adding a handle to it and hanging it quite high so you could see the underneath. So what do you guys think I should do with this basket? I must admit, I do like the bottom. Maybe I'll stand it upside down as an ornament. Could I use it to cover something? What's your ideas? Dawn wants to see this bit. So let me know your answers. And then we're going to play a game in a minute, and a different game today. Hey, thank you so much for that. That's really kind of you. Lovely. So I'd like to do some shout outs. And I'd like to first of all do a shout out for B&C Gardening Experiments, Homestead and Baking. So thank you to you for your wonderful videos. And the video we were talking about, we actually have now coming out very soon about powdery mildew. I have a video coming out on powdery mildew and other rots and diseases, which I see I have here right now. So we have that. I also want to do a shout out to Two Doves, Bees and Gardens. So that's Sarah in North Texas. We have that. I wanted to do another shout out to Desert Ventures in Arizona. And I did go on that channel and apologise because I gave them a shout out. And when I gave them a shout out, you know me and my brain damage, I actually had problems coming out with the name because it was just in my head. I wasn't reading it out from anything. And I think I said Desert, I can't remember if I said Desert Ventures or Desert Arizona or whatever it was, but I knew I didn't quite get the title right. So a big shout out to Desert Ventures in Arizona. I think that was my shout outs for today. Yes. On some sad news. You know, I saved up my money and I got myself that lilo, and I thought it was like a kind of boaty lilo. It just has like thick edges so you can sit in it rather than lay on it. And I was sitting and I've used it twice, not for long. The first time I used it, when I used it, it was still quite cold, the water. It was spring. And I sat in it, and of course your bottom was in the water and the water was cold. I was like, no, I wanted a boat one. So I didn't use it for a while. And then I used it a little while ago, and I was sure it was going down. So I took it out. Now, it hasn't got a hole per se in it. It's the seam has come apart and it's letting air out. Now, Mike does think he's seen a way you reheat them and you can glue them, sort of mould them back together. So again, if anyone knows of that, do let me know. If you know of that, that would be really great. I'd just like to know if we can repair it, because you know I saved up for that. So yeah. Oh, I did have another shout out to do. but I've got another bit of paper. Lazy days ahead with Jessie and Lisa. I forgot to say a big hello to you. I was having a difficult time with my brain earlier, and I just went on another channel just to say hello, and they were straight in there. I think it was Jessie, and was straight in there with a big hello, and that's what you need. You really need a big hello. So yeah, a big shout out to Lazy Days Ahead with Jessie and Lisa. Yeah, I think that now is those. I think that's all. Yes, I'm talking about the brain. Just excuse me for a second. Have a bit of work to do. And there we go. Yes, I was talking about my little brain issue, and I keep trying to say to you, there's words I say wrong. And I did say I was going to give you examples, and it happens constantly. More recently, it's been happening practically all the time. I was making the video on powdery mildew. Hey there, Doreen B. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming along. That's okay. And it just a hello really makes my day. So that's really kind of you. Yeah, so I was making this video on powdery. Oh, see, I got to think now. I was making the video on powdery mildew. And I was talking, like me narrating, talking. And every time I said powdery mildew, I said powdery Mildred, which is funny. Yes, I have to laugh because I would cry. And the more I was trying not to say, I've got to really think now, powdery. The more I was trying not to say powdery Mildred, I was saying it more emphasised because I was trying to say powdery mildew. And I was trying to go mildew. Oh my goodness, mildew. And I just couldn't say it. I'm having trouble now. And I just kept saying, and there's so much footage of me just trying to say powdery mildew. Mildew. I know the word. My brain and my mouth just don't connect, but it's all the time, guys, all the time. And I was just so stuck on it. So we will now call it powdery Mildred because I can say that with no problems. My tongue, it's like when you're speaking another language and there's certain pronunciations or way you say letters you just can't do. So that was one. And the other one I wrote down, I just say the wrong words in the wrong places. So I wrote it down just to give you examples because I'm trying to give you examples. We had some white eggs given to us, and the shell of those are very thin, very thin. To crack them, you have to crack them gently. If I'm cracking a mixture between brown eggs and white eggs, these particular ones, I have to remember hard for the brown ones and gentle for the white ones. So I was trying to say the white egg shells are flimsy. And I said to Mike, the white eggshells are flammable. Sometimes I hear myself saying it, but quite often I don't. It's like I've got a filing cabinet of words. I'm in the right file, but I'm not at the right word, like a dictionary in a file. So I'm sort of going through. I wouldn't say it's similar words. All right, Mildred and mildew. I don't even know someone called Mildred. It's not like a word I say somewhere, so it's not that. But it said flimsy was flammable. It's not like it's a word similar. So anyway, I just thought I'd share some examples with you. As I say, you have to laugh, really. You have to laugh. It's very sad at the time. And it's not just an odd word. I can just speak gobbledygook. So there we go. And before we play the game, I just want to remind you that every month, those who comment a lot on my channel that I get to know really well, and we get a good rapport. Each month I choose one of those to be my recipient of free seeds, if you would like them. And you don't get any announcement that you've got them except for on my community post. The beginning of every month, there's a picture on my community post, always the same picture. It's hands holding seeds, and it will say who the recipient is of that month. So even if you're a new person to my channel, just keep dropping comments, get to know me. And it's someone I recognise as being in my chat quite a lot. Doesn't have to be live, but just dropping hello messages, because I'm looking for community people. So, and of course, if you're constantly on mine, of course, I'm going to make sure I'm on yours all the time as well. So that is my priority. So do look on that. The person who's won it this month hasn't come forward yet because they have to email me their address. So if you're watching this and you haven't looked at my community post this month, then just pop on over there, look for that picture. So if I put other things up since that, you just scroll down each month till you see that picture. And there we go. So there's the seeds. And now let's play. Today, I thought we'd play top 5. Now, I have played this a few times before. I just like to mix up the games every now and then, what we play. So top 5, if you want to answer, if you're in the chat now, you can answer as well and put it in the comments in the chat. If you're watching this back later, if you want to put some answers in there, that would be really great, because I love to get to know you all better. This says, name your top 5 of ways of showing off. Ooh, ways of showing off. Now, I'm assuming that's personal to yourself, what you personally do to show off. Ooh. Oh, ways to show off. I wouldn't say show off. There's things and talents I have, but I certainly never show them. Ooh, that's a hard one. Ways of showing off. Some questions I can just answer, some are quite random. Ways of showing off. I do like to show what I'm growing. So if people come round, I do like to say, would you like to have a walk round the garden? Let's say that. I guess that's showing off in a way, not in a bad way, but showing what you do. I'm going to go for showing what I do. So that. I do like to share with you guys my crafts, because I'm not a craft person, but I enjoy having a go and having fun and creating out of whatever people give me or what I have managed to acquire. So I would say my crafts, and I do go on Blues and Ginger's channels on most of their Thursday lives, and they ask you to send in pictures of crafts and things you've made and created, and I do like to send them in. That's more because I like to support their channel, but I guess you're showing what you do. So let's say crafts. So it's garden crafts. What else do I like to show? I like to show my life, showing that with barely any money, you can live my lifestyle. So it's not about, oh, we can't afford to buy a property abroad. I always thought that as well, even though I had more money at that time. But you'll be surprised how little our property costs. We see programs now on telly where it's people go and look for places to buy. Well, they go, oh, that's amazing. It'd be even more amazing if you knew what our property was for the views and whatever we have. So I would say that. So what have I said now? I've lost count. Garden, crafts, where I live, how I live, where I live, that there. Let's say how I live, that it's affordable, and the lifestyle. So I show my lifestyle. I would also say separately Cyprus, because I like to promote Cyprus. It's not a country a lot of people think of when they relocate. They're more thinking mainland Europe for quick access. Let's say for example, back to England if they're from England to friends and family. But the fact is, it's no longer really to fly that little bit more to Cyprus. If, for example, they're moving to, say, Spain or France or Portugal, something like that. But they live a long way from the airport, maybe, for example, and then they've got maybe an hour's drive to get to their location. The nearest airport here is about 40 minutes, depends on if you speed or not speed, but that's not far at all. So let's say that as well. Okay, that was a hard one. Next one. Question, name your top 5 tricks you like to play on others. Well, I dislike strongly what they call pranks. Just go and mop up. We're not even in our heat wave yet. Oh, and by the way, the temperature of our unheated swimming pool is hotter than people are saying in Portugal at the moment. It's so hot here, and that's the temperature of our unheated pool. So you get the gist. And we're not a heat wave yet. Each country has their own what a heat wave is. Heat wave is more than their normal temperature. So other countries' heat waves is our normal temperature. Okay, so I've forgotten the question already. Oh, yes, I don't like pranks. I don't like pranks or tricks when they upset people, worry people, those kind of things, or do something to a person. Funny things. I like these elves on the shelves, you know, those things. We don't have that here. I think it really was an American thing, but other countries have copied it as well. But I like those. So let's say elves on the shelves, those sort of things. I think they're fun. And I often at Christmas, it's my little Christmas thing now to find Elf on the Shelf. Someone's got lots of content of that on their channel. That's part of my Christmas now. So elves on the shelves, let's group that. It says tricks. Now I like magic tricks, as in magicians. I do like that. So I'm going to say magic tricks. I like simple ones that are very effective. So I don't like things like card ones much when you know the cards are fake or they've got a corner that bends down and comes up. I don't like that. I like actual tricks that are magic. And I have one and I must film it. I can't show it here because you have to lay the cards down. But I must film it. Oh, I'm going to write myself a note. Film card trick. And it's a trick that isn't fake. It's something that happens naturally. So I could tell you how to do it. Anyone can do it. But there's no fakery involved. It's like magic cards, but you can do it with any cards. So there's no setting it up beforehand. I just have to do it and then you'll see. But you could do it. Anyone can do it. And in fact, you normally get someone else to do it. And then you know it's not sleight of hand or anything like that. Oh, thanks for that thumbs up, whoever you are. Thank you so much. Lovely. I appreciate that. So, yeah, as I say, so it's got to be a trick that isn't A, set up, or B, fake things, like, as I say, a card that's double-sided and things like that. So that's another type of trick I like. What other sort of tricks? As I say, I like fun things. I like optical illusions. Would you count that as a type of trick? Optical illusions, I like. See, again, it's real. It's not fakery. I'm very much against fakery in all things in life. Dawn. I love watching card tricks, but I'm too clumsy. Yeah, I love card shops when they do all this thing with the cards and shuffling, and I do love that. I do love that. And by the way, if anyone's watching this and think, oh, there's another Dawn there, are you the one your name's not really Dawn, though? I can't remember. Because, guys, I subscribe to anyone who's got Dawn in their channel name. I can't remember. Can you tell me, Do, if that's your real name? I don't think it is. I think it's you that it's not your real name. I'm subscribed to many Dawn channels now. But I'm pretty sure that it was you that it's not your name. If I'm right, was it a character in a book or something? Oh, it is Dawn. I beg your pardon then. There's somebody. I'll have to look up because, hold on. Let's see if I've got them listed on my channels. Dawn Ray B. Are you the only Dawn I've got listed? Because I haven't added this to this for a long time. Oh, unless their name's Dawn in the middle of it, and I can't go through them all. I was just going under D. Yeah, there's someone. They've got Dawn in their name, but I think it's a character from a book or something. Ah, you're a real Dawn. I have to remember. It's like sometimes I say on channels. Let's say everyone's doing their chicken hatching at the moment, and I'm getting mixed up who's which one because I'm watching them all. That's fine. Cannot keep track of channel names. No one can keep track of their real names. My real name's not New Beginnings. I'm Dawn. Do you like your name, Dawn? I didn't like it much as a child. I didn't know any Dawns till I went to senior school, high school. I didn't know any Dawns. So now I like it because it's not so popular anyway. It's quite strange, really, to find someone called Dawn, although you hear of it. I didn't like it when I was younger. I didn't like it because it's one syllable. And all my friends kept shortening their names, and then they had like a different name. And you can't. A couple of people called me D when I was older, but you can't really shorten Dawn. And I was a very shy, quiet child. So when someone used to ask my name, I used to say Dawn, but I used to say it quietly, and they could never hear it. It wasn't like several syllables like Jennifer. And by the time you've said it all, you're like, oh, right, I've got a bit of that. Dawn you just get. And I don't like different accents of different countries when they say Dawn. I say it Dawn. That's a very English way, but different pronunciations and different accents say it completely different. And I've said this recently on my channel. My videos have got captions, and they're the automatic generated captions from YouTube. And sometimes my intros, because I mix them up, sometimes they're ones where I say, hi, I'm Dawn. And YouTube puts, hi, I'm Dawn. And I've listened back to it, and it definitely says Dawn. It doesn't sound like Dawn, but they don't have the name Dawn in their words. I love my name, especially the Ray part. Yes, that's nice. I don't have a middle name either, so I can't even take another bit of a name or anything. And what you should have said to me, Dawn, is I'm always saying to people, pop on, drop me a comment, because I know so many channels, I can't remember them all and pop onto them all. So if you pop on, then it's like, oh yeah, I must go on that channel. I haven't been on there for a while and see what they're doing. So you should have said, Dawn, no, that is my real name. If you were on my channel a bit more, you would have seen. You would have known me better. So I will come visit. YouTube captions hysterically wrong sometimes. Yes, they absolutely are. There's some really funny ones. I've actually challenged everyone to introduce, just as a start of one of their videos or a short, just introduce themselves, their name and their channel name. You can have other bits after that and see what the captions say. Some of the channel names are hilarious. They really are. I feel sorry for those that only are able to read the captions, because they're getting so much misinformation. Hey there, Glitter World. How are you doing? I'm coming back soon. I've said I've been away since my volunteer's been here. She's going next week. So I will have more free time to come back on all your channels. I feel like now I should have just said the summer's gone because I've got volunteers and things back to back. Much love and glittery smile. Hey. Haha, I'm almost sure you visited my channel, so it's okay. I haven't been on your channel for quite a long time. Oh, there go the hearts. How's that working out? The volunteer. I've done footage of everything she's done so far. So I've got lots of footage. Anyone who doesn't know, she's from France. So I've got footage. Obviously, I've got to stick all that together. Technical word, edit all that together. And you'll get a video of that. And I'm also, before she leaves, I'm going to do an interview with her, asking her some questions. So you'll see that as well. Great. Yes, that is pretty good. Okay, let's do another question. If you want to answer in the chat. Name your top 5 things that make you cry. Oh, I was talking about one of those earlier in this chat. It's getting my words deplorably wrong now constantly. There's just rubbish comes out my mouth. As I say, a lot of editing goes on. I'm pretty okay on the lives, but those of you who are constantly on my lives will see I can't think of random things I want to talk about or the name for things. But because I'm just mindless talk, I'm pretty okay on that. It's when I can't use the phone because someone randomly will be asking me something on the phone. I'm not prepared. So if you had me on your channel live, I wouldn't be prepared for what you might ask, and I probably would can't think what I'm going to say because I'm just talking nonsense and chit chat. I'm okay because I'm controlling it. But if you pop in now and verbally ask me a question, it's okay in the chat. I can read it, take my time, but I can't randomly just come up with things. So that's why sometimes I'll just suddenly be completely stuck for a word. Go run. Nice to see you, Dawn. I will visit, promise. I'm trying to stay productive during my days off. Take care and good to see you. Good to see you. And I've got a note. I've written down your name. I will be there. I will be there for sure. Promise. Thank you so much for being here. You are so much appreciated. Good to see you, Shirley. Yes, I wonder how your gardens go. Have you moved yet? What's happening with your move? I need to know your move. Well, I think of 4 more things that make me cry. Oh, the Bambified thing that sent me to pieces. I didn't cry, but I feel like crying. The Bambified things, dropping everything on the floor, falling on the floor, and basically everything. Still at families. Oh, you're at families now. Ah, see, I'm way behind. I will be back, yes, probably next week. Maybe Monday, if you've got a live Monday. I might be back Monday because that's the day she goes. She goes Monday, but early hours. So she's going at about 2 o'clock in the morning. So I might be sleeping and catching up on sleep. What makes me cry? Just horrible things and horrible people. I would say when things are just so overwhelming, you can't do anything about it. I don't actually cry, very rarely. Things make me feel like I want to cry. Oh, bless you. Happy faces. Just nastiness in any shape or form in the world or situations. As I say, I'm more likely to cry at a really happy ending of a film. Not that I'm someone who sits there and blubs away, but I feel like emotional crying, I would say, rather than, So again, frustration, it's emotion because I can't control my emotions with my condition. I have no control of my emotions. Look how calm I am. Luckily, I haven't become a rage person, because a lot of brain damage, depending on your type of brain, you can be quite rageful. So I guess I'm grateful for that. I'm an emotional mess, but luckily not that side of things. Okay, name your top 5 people you would like to be. Ooh, I would like to be my old self, but then I wouldn't be here now. Only because of what's happened to me, I'm here where I am now. Probably wouldn't be in Cyprus. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you, the hearts. Yes, so who would you like to be? I would like to be my old self. I'm sad Mike's never known me as I was, because he thinks he loves me, would love me all the more. So I'm going to say that, not that I want to go back to that, but that would be kind of nice to be that person here. As I say, if things didn't happen as they did, I wouldn't be here now. I'd like to be, well, of course, we'd all like to be a millionaire. But again, all these things would change us completely. But wouldn't it be nice to not have any money worries? And I think it's so sad, all these people with tons of money, and they use it on rubbish for themselves. So I would put it to good use. So let's say a millionaire. But I would use it to better use. What else would I like to be? I'd like to be a YouTuber that actually gets paid. That would be quite nice. As much as I enjoy it, it does make me quite sad that people have got far less subscribers, viewers, watch hours, all the rest of it get paid, and they don't pay me. So that, where would I like to be? Hey, Mr. Jimmy, I was just saying, I'm trying to be back with you all on Monday, because my volunteer goes on Monday, but 2:00 in the morning, my 2:00 in the morning. So I will probably might have to go back to bed, because I want to be up when she goes. Oh, Jimmy, have you heard anything from Tara, Tom Girl City? I can't seem to find her channel. It seems to have gone. And it was her birthday yesterday, and I want to say happy birthday. If you know anything that's occurred there, I'd be grateful if you could let me know. Email me if it's a private message. I'm sure you've got my email. If not, it's under here. I always try and put all my details under my lives when I remember. So if you know anything, no. All of a sudden she was gone. I sent a message to Terry, Light and Love 73, and she's not got back to me. Right, she left. If you know anything, Shirley, can you, because I'd like to still keep in contact with her, but I've got no way of, I know she's on Facebook, but I don't do Facebook. But if any of you can send me an email with somehow I can contact her, or send her a message. Yeah, see, I've been away. I've been off people's channels, so I've missed. Okay, I've got to do 2 more people I would like to be. If you want to add. Yeah, I think Terry can contact her, but I've not heard back from Terry, because I think she lives down the road to her or something. She doesn't live far, and I know she's friends with them, but Terry's not responded, so I don't know. I hope there's not a problem there. 2 more people I'd like to be. Happy Hump Day. Yeah, you had to teach me that, because I never knew what that was, Jimmy. No, and her mum's channels. Her mum's channels have gone as well. I was looking for those today. Like they've gone off the face of the earth. I know they were looking to move as well, so excuse the sweat. 2 more people I'd like to be. I'd quite like to be, but I don't know which character, one of the Thunderbirds people. Obviously, I've got to be a female. Not Lady Penelope, because I'd want to be on Thunderbird Island. I don't know which one I'd like to be. I'd be a new character in Thunderbirds. I would be Virgil's wife. You know, I love Virgil. Yes, I'm going to be a new Thunderbirds character. I'm going to be Thunderbirds' new character of Virgil's wife. What name will I have? Or will I be me? Will I be a Thunderbird? Yes, I think I'd have to be me, actually. Perhaps they come and do a mission on Cyprus, and then Virgil falls in love with me, and I go back to the island. That's it. Ah, yes, and it's, I nearly said firework day, 4th of July. Is that today? No, that was yesterday. 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to you Americans. And happy Independence Day. We have Independence Day, but obviously it's not your Independence Day. It's Cyprus here. We do Cyprus Independence Day and we do Greek Independence Day. So we have two. Yesterday. There we go. So have I got to think of one more person I'd like to be? I'm still thinking about Virgil, unfortunately. One more person I'd like to be. You celebrate all year long. Yes, you do, Jimmy. You certainly do. One more person I'd like to be. Difficult. One more person I'd like to be. I think I'd like to be, this is a new one for you, someone or something in Toontown. You know Roger Rabbit, the movie? Because that's all bright and colourful. It's a happy place. They've got a happy little song. Yeah, I'd be a cartoon character in, I think it was called Toontown, wasn't it? In the Roger Rabbit. Yes, not any of the main characters, just a little squeaky thing or something. A little squeaky thing. Just a fun little character because it was so bright and colourful and happy there. That's a good one. That's a different answer. Okay. Name your top 5 things that make you happy. You guys put your comments. What makes you happy? Living here in Cyprus. Being married to Mike. I was in my swimming pool the other day and I was just thinking, this is great. I might have nothing. I'm as in money. But I'm in my pool. I can do whatever I want any day, any time. That's got to be up there with the top. I'm independent of anything. I have yes, I have to water my crops, but I choose to grow them. So I have no commitments. I can do what I want, go where I want. So that independence and lack of responsibility, I guess. I like that we don't have a lot of bills because or else life would be stressful. What else makes me happy? Oh, going on my walks. I have to say going on my walks. We live in a very rural area and you can walk for miles and not see a single person or vehicle. Mr. Jimmy says, my family, my friends, my health, my freedom and the sun. Yes, time's a ticking, Jimmy. I'm counting down the years till you're coming. Time's a ticking. I think all you cruise people should actually get a cruise and come to Cyprus. Come like a cruise to Cyprus. Wouldn't that be cool? And then I could meet you all the other end. Because I'll never get those meetups. Yeah, so it's quite upsetting. You all can have these meetups and whatever. But my friend Jo, our new friend Jo and Katie, they now live in Cyprus. They've just moved to their second rental place. And if you recall, Jo asked if they could come and visit me. And he saw my channel on YouTube and they're now in Cyprus. So that's my first proper, they haven't got a channel, but hey, it's a fan, my first viewer to come from there. Cruise there to see Greece, Italy, Spain, Cyprus, etc., etc. Italy was our second, third choice of where we wanted to relocate to. We literally had like the atlas, if you like, We ruled out, didn't want to be near England, didn't want to be too far of dangerous weather and animals, didn't want to be mainland Europe, so we're condensing it, didn't want to be too cold, just basically narrowed it down. I say not mainland Europe, but we very much liked Italy. The reason we said no to Italy was what I've already said, like some weather issues there, and more than anything, prices. At the time we were looking to relocate, electric and utility bills were so astronomical, and also if you want to do any renovations, you have to go through so much bureaucracy and whatever else. So we knew we wouldn't get a perfect property, so that was a no. And obviously weather, so we wanted to move along a bit. I love the Caribbean. If you go on the Astute Tourist, there's lots of trips to the sort of places I've been to and really like, and we really like that. Well, I liked it, might never been, but I love all the Caribbean islands and all that area. I love Cuba. And the trouble is, those sort of countries are so beautiful. I'd be happy there, but not full-time living. I don't think there's enough variety, whereas Cyprus has so much variety on the island. Our volunteer here, she's going out and about everywhere. And she's saying there's just not enough time and going everywhere. And she's saying for such a small island, the diversity of what you can do is amazing. So you can be like in the wilderness, you can be in a big city, you can be beach, you can be mountains. You've got literally everything. So that's great. Tuscany, yeah. I said if we lived in Italy, I'd like to live in a Trulli house. They're like round houses with the pointy roofs, round turret sort of looking buildings, the Trullis. You had me at beach. That's something else she was saying as well. She goes to a different beach every day, and literally beach, beach, beach. They're all so different. So whatever sort of beach you like, it's here. You've got your no people beach. I couldn't think of a word for it. No people beach, exclusive beaches that only locals know how to get to them. You've got your great big tourist type beaches with jet skis and all that, and floatable, what do you call them, like assault courses, floatable in the sea. Trees, palm trees. Yeah, you can't live in a country that doesn't have palm trees and sand. You forgot something important, Jimmy. Cocktail. Cocktail, yay. Cocktail. Yes, definitely cocktails. It's another question. Name your top 5 tunes you'd like to dance to. Oh, that's a great question. Yes, there we go. That's my logo. Should be, shouldn't it? Should be. That is my logo. I should actually change my avatar icon to that. And then people think I'm alcoholic or something. Okay, your tunes you'd like to dance to. Tunes you like to dance to. Shirley likes to sing. If you go on Glitter World, she does karaoke. She does karaoke day. It's a weekend day, I think. Tunes you like to dance to. Well, I like tarantellas. I do love tarantellas. Does anyone know tarantellas? I love tarantellas. I've got to say tarantellas. It's fun. Yes, certainly is. Tarantellas. There are some types of Greek and Cypriot music. Some types. I'm here in the background having to scrub the house and fumigate because of Tanny. Oh, before Tanny gets home, because it's garlic harvest and prep day, and he's highly allergic to the gas. Oh, good grief. Good grief. We just seen a programme where people are looking to buy abroad, and she said it must have room to build an outside kitchen because she likes to cook curry and the bloke doesn't let her cook curry in the house. We're talking about, Lou, but you've probably got your hands busy, tunes you'd like to dance to. Oh, here we go. I was expecting this astute tourist to go there. Blues is on the list to have an outdoor kitchen for such things. No curry, why? I hate curry. I love the smell of it. I think I'm allergic to something in curries. I just can't eat them. I've tried so many times. Shoot to us, Lady in Red. I feel that's overplayed. I'm of the era everyone was using that like for weddings. Some tunes are great again and again, but to me, that's one of my no's. How Deep Is Your Love? That's a good one. Faithfully. Harvest Moon. I love Harvest Moon. Unchained Melody. I'm with you on 4 out of 5 of those. Lady in Red, too much. It was Fire. Oh, sorry, I'm up there. I made hummus and spicy sausage. It was fire. I bet it was. Blue, not a dancer. I have to admit, they used to love a good mosh pit. Yes, I was saying tarantellas, Greek and Cypriot music, the tuneful ones. Some of them are, dare I say, wailing, you know, the salt. I like the tuneful. I like a good tune. That's why I put all slow dance songs. You've been romantic, Mr. Jimmy. Glitterwell loves dancing. Obviously, Latin music. I love tango music. I'm really into tango music. Again, the tuneful ones, not the drawn out type ones. So I like Argentine tango music because that's more gritty. But I like a good tune. By the way, Glitterworld, my go-to karaoke song is Zoom, Zoom, by Fat Larry's band. So I want that done by you on your karaoke, and then let me know you've done it. Zoom by Fat Larry's band. Love Island music. Yeah, Caribbean music. When you're in Cuba, they play everywhere music all day, all night. And I'm not talking like restaurants and bars, and literally everywhere you go. And when I came back there, I was there a few months. When I came back from there, just walking down the road or going into a shop, it was like dead. I had to have music on for ages after that. Oh, Zoom, I will try. If you do it, let me know, because I can't watch weekends and I don't go back and watch a lot of weekend stuff. So if you get it, Newfi music. I don't know what that is. What's that, Shirley? Astute tourist, come to think of it, I like all music. Yeah, depends on your mood, doesn't it? It's all very well choosing music, but it's like, well, what music for how you feel? You want those sad songs and you want the going music. We actually listen to, and you can get it worldwide. You can get it as an app, or you can get it on the internet. You guys might like it. And it's Boom Radio, BOOM Radio, Boom Radio. And they play mine and Jimmy's era music. Mine and Jimmy's era music. So Irish tunes. Oh, it's Newfoundland. Right, okay. Oh, that's why it's called Newfi, is it? Cool, I don't know that. I'd have to find some of that music. I'd have to find out what that is. Oh, bless you for trying Zoom. Let me know if you do it. It's a really good one. I don't know if you drink or not, Shirley, but like, I don't think you do. But for me, a few little drinkies and you really get Zoom, and you can really like string all the words out. You can really string it. It's really cool. New theme music. Right, okay. Okay, that's cool. Very good. So yeah, I like go-y, tuneful. I do love a good instrumental as well, I must say. I do like good beaty. I'm the disco era, so I want a good tune. What's the one? Gloria. That's another go-to one. Gloria, that's cool. Absolutely cool. Okay, next question. Name your top 5 sports you would like to play. No. No, I'm not sporty, and don't tell me dance is a sport, because it's not. I was saying the other day, I like rounders. Do you guys know what rounders is? It's kind of, you play it in middle school, junior school, and it's a bit like, dare I say, a bit like baseball, but without rules. So you hit the ball and you have the 4 corners, or whatever you call them. I can't remember what they called them in rounders, but the 4 bases, I think you call them in baseball. Hey, baseball. And you have 2. It's like baseball. Think of a sort of girls' version of baseball. Although girls play baseball. So baseball, not baseball. That looks a bit dangerous. In rounders, you don't have gloves or anything, though, or guards. Don't have any of that equipment. You just have your little PE kit, your little shorts and a little top. So rounders, yeah, I play rounders. You will play rounders. I have a game of rounders. It's probably my favourite all-time sport. Bit of ping pong, table tennis, a little bit of ping pong. Oh, I do like pool. You know, like snooker. Snooker's good. Snooker and pool. See, they're not going to be athletic stuff. Although I suppose rounders, you ran round. Over here, I don't know if they do it anywhere else. I want to go and do it one day. It's football golf. Football golf. I don't know if with my knees I could really kick a ball enough, though. Football golf. And it's like a big pitch, like a golf pitch, but it's obviously got bigger holes. And you kick the ball. It's a football, hence football golf. Frisbee golf. Now, I did a little frisbee golf course here on my land. And when my sister and I think 2 of her children came at that point, and I had little things for them to do where we weren't going out, and I set up a frisbee course. I don't know if it's the same. Tell me about your frisbee golf. But what I did like, you had to get it from, say, here to here, but there were things like you had to get round that tree down there first before it could come back, or it had to go under something to get to something. Like, crazy golf. That's going to be one of my favourite sports, crazy golf, which is like golf, but you hit over bridges, and see, I like a bit of interest. Or, again, under a tunnel. Yeah, I should do another frisbee. I think I called it frisbee golf. Is that what frisbee golf is when you say it? But you kind of have to get through things, under things, before you get from here to here. And then I had like the wheelbarrows out, and it had to finish in the wheelbarrow and things like that. I had fun doing that. I'd forgotten that. I'm going to write that down. Frisbee. Yes, frisbee golf. Get the frisbee around a goat and a donkey before you can come back. There's no donkeys here now. Well, there are, but not the donkey sanctuary. The donkey sanctuary is now gone, which was just up there a bit. We've got neighbours. They're like, you have to drive to them, obviously. But they've got 2 donkeys, and then up there sort of a long way, but you can't see them because they're in the middle of their land and they've got buildings all round. But yeah, that's cool. Get around there. Another, it's not really a sport, it's a pastime. It's that kind of similar thing. That's where you've reminded me, kind of like a bingo, like a treasure hunt bingo. And you either have to collect something and bring it back, or take a photo of something. So you go on a walk and have to come back. You could do it easily now with your phones and take pictures. And you could all go off, send people off and say, right, come back. You've got to have a picture of. you with a goat, or a flower, a certain colour flower, or a rock. Cowper Mountain's a rock, or what else? A bird, so that's quite fun. If any of you have people round and you don't know what to do, send them off. Make a little treasure hunt list and send them off. If I lived there, I would have a donkey and ride him to the market. Do you know how far away that is? You'd need to take a tent with you. You'd be gone a couple of nights. But that is what they did here, because I said to Mike, I'd love not to have the car. I don't use it, but I'd love not to have the car. And it's like, well, how did people manage? Well, they had donkeys. They didn't need supermarkets. They grew their stuff. If you live where we lived before here, Ziggy, which is a small village, they do have vans come round and they shout out potatoes or whatever they're selling. But rural, they don't now. But they used to have the old buses, which I did a video on, the vintage buses they used to have here. And they used to come up the mountains and pick people up. And no joke, they had big roof racks. And you would put your goats and your chickens on the roof that you wanted to sell at market. And then they would take you to market. It's been fun. Yes, it has. Have to get back to work. Say hello to Mike. Mike, Mr. Jimmy says hello. Have a fantastic night. Oh, it's lovely of you to always think of Mike. He appreciates that. Okay, have a lovely time. I'm trying to come to you on Monday, so be prepared. Be prepared. And Shirley, if you're on Monday, be prepared. I'm going to come to you too. I've just seen, I've done an hour and a half, guys. It's been really good fun. Really good fun. You've cheered me up no end. You've got no idea. You've got no idea. I was like, I don't think I can do today's. Yes, I'm doing today's. So, yeah, definitely worth it. So great to see you all. Thank you so much for the laughs and the fun. Really appreciate you all. And I wish you all the very, very best. So until next time, as always, Meraki.